What more can you do? What can you say? First off, welcome to C Students Podcast. I am Andre Mulligan, your host. Thank you. First, I want to give a shout out to all our sponsors. First off, Brandy Coleman, one of our sponsors, right here. Look at that. And Take a Mulligan Entertainment. Thank y'all for your support and thank y'all for the love. I am host Andre Mulligan, and I want to thank people for tuning in. And one thing that I want you to know about the show is that the reason why I put C students together is because I want you to see life uh, as you saw it through your high school eyes. I'm not saying you can't make good decisions based on the information that you saw now, but I think our eyes when we were younger, we saw everything. We really saw the whole picture, not just one sided. And now we can look at things and we can kind of fix those mishaps. And that's how I look at life right now. I think that if everyone kind of uh, looked at life right there and kind of saw it from both sides, I think it'll be able to play both views. So one thing I want to talk about today is forgiveness, right? So one of the things that I see for a lot of people that we all are looking for forgiveness from somebody, right? We're looking for forgiveness from our parents, we're looking for forgiveness from our cousins and everybody, but yet alone we haven't forgiven, we have not grew. I can say one thing with myself. I feel that I've grown, but I can say that there's a lot of things within myself that I still need to make right. Right. So I believe that everybody needs counseling. I believe that everyone needs therapy. But the whole session of the problem is understanding your faults. Do you know your faults? I had to learn my faults. I learned them the hard way. Right. I learned the hard way. A lot of people would say, that they like that path, right? They like the process, trust the process. No, no, quit believing that. Sometimes the process is wrong. Sometimes you go down the wrong way if you consider the process just to be, oh, you got to go through it. Not all the time. Not all the time. You don't have to. Sometimes you can take the time out and say, son, if I make this left turn, this ain't going to go down the right way. You know that. You know that within yourself, right? I know I learned that for myself. It's like, Dre, sometimes you see it. And I think the problem with me is that I like to teach a lesson, right? But I don't like to always learn the lesson. That's I think that's my major problem. And I gotta make sure that I work on that. I gotta work on being better. I gotta work on that. And that's one thing we saw within the last administration, right? We saw that within the administration that, people were jumping on sides. People jumping on sides. Are you for Biden? Are you for Trump? Are you for you? Right? A lot of y'all don't even know what y'all like. A lot of y'all swing left to right, depending on who's there, who's with you, who's gonna roll with you first. Like, right? We all do that. I think we all, we pick a lot of views that don't necessarily reflect the ones that we actually believe, but sometimes we believe what the public wants us to believe. I think that's why a lot of people don't confront their parents. A lot of people don't bring the true attention to their parents and talk it out and say, okay, look, this is what it was like growing up with you. This is how I felt growing up with you, Ma. And a lot of people, I don't know. I don't want to be that way, but I found myself being a victim of retaliation all the time. I think I find myself being in the middle of stuff, and sometimes I put myself in situations I don't need to be in. But do we learn our lessons? Is the whole key. Do you ever learn your lesson? Do you learn from your mistakes? Right? We all want to learn from our mistakes. Y'all, I'm gonna bring a bunch of people on this show that have learned from their mistakes, and they try to give their information, and they try to tell people like, "Hey, make these right decisions for yourself, and if you do this, this is gonna be the end result. If you do this, this is gonna be the end result." And I feel that if you do those things, hey, so we can kick out a lot of our problems. A lot of y'all are standing in your own way. It ain't nobody in your way. Ain't nobody hating on you. Don't nobody give a damn about what you do. It's you standing in your own way. Are you finishing up the stuff that you said that you were supposed to do? right? We can start stuff. We easy to start stuff. I started this, I started that. I'm gonna start this, I'm gonna start that. And what happens is people end up saying, you know something, every time it turns around, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. But at the end of the day, no results. No results. You don't want to be a no results kind of person. You don't want to be that person that's always starting but not finishing anything. Hey, why is Michael B. Jordan so big on this picture? Hey, bro. Hey, I need to. Can we cover this? Hey, assistant. All right. Look, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to cover him up. Oh, so this is my vision board right here, yo. So this is my vision board. I'm a star, so I have that right there. I'm a star. Look at that. Hold on. And, okay, what's it? Oh, right there. I'm a star right there. And I think everybody should kind of do the vision board. You don't get your vision board? It took me a while to do a vision board when I was trying to do the vision board, right? And I was out and I was like, okay, Trey, you're gonna do a vision board. What do you want to do? I don't know why I made Michael B. Jordan body. Like, I love red. I think there's a reason why I picked this vision, but I need to cover, yeah, bro, because I got Kevin Hart. Look, I got Kevin Hart at the top. And he's dressed, but all right, bro. Hey, man, you could have shaved Michael B. Jordan. I want to see your hair. I want to see this. I want to see your hair. Man. Hold on. Can I cover it up like that? All right. You know what I'm saying? All right. So that's my vision board. So I decided to do a vision board like about 2 years ago. You're supposed to do one every year. I'm gonna do one, but you got to read your vision board. I read my vision board. I try to live in the now. And this is one thing that I always talk about. It's like I'm so hungry. Like right now, I'm so hungry because I have the blueprint. Right, the blueprint to success is what? Hard work. That's it. Dotting your I's and crossing your T's. That's all it is. Dot your I's, cross your T's. If you do all the work that you need to do right and do, I don't know what your craft is. I don't know what you want to do out here. I don't know what kind of business you want to start. But if you're not doing every single thing, I'm talking about, like, I'm telling you, when I put my special out, somebody called me the other day, not called me, but I saw them out, and it was like, Andre, when you're ready to do your hour, your comedy hour, let me know. I want to put it on for you. And I felt so, like, people been asking me to headline a lot and stuff like that. But for somebody to come in and say, hey, yo, I know you got a strong hour. Boom, let's record it. I'm like, give me a sec. I'm going to do it, though. I'm not ready. I don't feel I'm ready to record my hour at all. But the blueprint to success, yo, is just really hard work. A lot of y'all are standing in your own ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to stand in my way. And I think one of the things that stand in my way now is forgiving and letting it go and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes hey, what's up, CC? How we doing? Sometimes we hold on to the past and it hurts us. And that's one thing I'm bad at doing, man. I need to let a lot of past things go, and I need to be able to continue to move forward. If I don't allow myself to move forward, I'm gonna be stuck in that position. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be stuck in that kind of thing. And I deal with that with my child. And one thing, me and him argue about is he was raised by his grandparents, and I was basically trying to fill in those voids, those gaps as a father. And Black fathers, we really do demand a certain amount of respect. And the reason why we do that, because a lot of us did not have fathers growing up. And and when you look at a man as when he's raising thank you, see, and that's the right thing. You want to move forward. I think when you're a black man, I say this, and this is a joke I always say on stage, is that I used to be at my son like, man, you better be glad we talking, man, because I never talked to my dad. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you better be glad I'm in here even walking past. Like, I didn't have that opportunity. And it's hard. And then, one thing I think for me, the reason why I'm so hard on my son, because I'm trying to keep him alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep money in his pocket. I'm trying to keep him alive. And I'm trying to make sure this boy ain't going to have no problems when he get older. And, I got to listen more. That's my fault. I do have to listen more. Matter of fact, let me text him. I'm going to text and say, hey, son, I got to listen. I'm about to call him right now. And I'm going to say, look, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to you more. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this online so people can't be like, you actually pretended to do this. And I want to, I really want to do this. I really going to do this. And I'm saying now, and I'm be honest with it, because I believe I need to do it. You know what I'm saying? So. Hello, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so I see when you're coming out here, but one thing I do want to say, man, is I do need to listen to you more. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna start. Make sure it's hard, because I think for me not having a father, I had to deal with things on my own. I did it. You got to figure out a way. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I try to figure out more things on my own, son. And my job for you is I still got to try to make sure I keep you alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to keep myself alive, but I got to keep you alive. I want to make sure that by the time you get 30 and 40 years old, that you have money in your pocket, you have a great bank account, that your legacy's right, and that you're going to move forward, right? So my whole thing for you is I'm always going to try to teach you. Everything is a teaching experience. I'm listening to you, but in order to replace a king, you got to learn the information of the king. You can't just replace him and you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I'm the way I am with you. It's not trying to bully you or hurt you or anything like that, but I'm doing it two different ways. I'm doing it as if I had a father in my life, which I didn't, but also I'm doing it as a dude that I raised myself, Elijah. You know? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. So when you talk about, hey, Dad, I need a car. Hey, man, I was working hard, man. I worked 2-3 jobs. I always had a job. And it made me a stronger man. You know what I'm saying? Like, though I have the money to provide to buy you a car, I need you to try to get a bucket. Get a $500 bucket, get a $200 bucket, get a $700 bucket, get your bucket, fix it up, go to AutoZone, go to O'Reilly parts, go to the junkyards, try to fix your car up, even your car you got. Try to fix, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you don't have to have great. You got to appreciate the trash.
No, that's what I was like thinking about my car. Like, my car is a bucket, and Nanny got it for like $700-800. And that's all I've had to do was sit here and keep on fixing it. I'm just tired of wasting money to fix a car when I can just get a car that's good enough to get me to where I need to go, and that I don't have to keep on fixing constantly. Like, when I first got the car, the battery died on me the first day. I had to get a new battery. This is the 4th or 5th battery I've had to get because the car is so old. It just kills the battery, and the starter keeps on going out. And just different things that are wrong with the car, and I'm just tired of having to spend money on this car. Like, I've never had to spend this much.
Okay, so this is what you want to do, Elijah. So when you got a part, so if your battery's going out, then that could be your alternator. So if you switch your alternator and your starter's going out, right? You got to make sure that everything is plugged. All the cords are right. But also, when you have an old car, you can hit the junkyard, man. You can go to the junkyard, get reused parts, put those on. And like, that's why I always tell you to make sure you talk to your family. You got cousins, but there's plenty of cousins in Louisville.
That's why I was happy, like, my uncle was going to sell me his car.
No, but
at the same time, so I don't have to keep on fixing it constantly.
But I understand your uncle wanted to sell you his car. My uncle sold me a car for $800. He didn't say $3,000. You know what I'm saying? Like he sold me a car for like $800.
He's giving everybody else $3,500.
Okay, so $3,000. So he's taking $500 off of it. You need to call him and you need to be like, hey man, I can't afford this. Can I give you this and pay towards it? And see what he says. If he says no, that's the thing, man. I think that's the thing that I try to teach you, Elijah, is that me going to my parents was a last. I never asked my mom for nothing. I've never asked my dad for anything. But I've never asked my mom for anything because I work hard. I'm going to cut grass. I'm going to sell t-shirts. I'm going to catch the bus. I'm going to be on a tark. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I'm riding a bike. You complaining because you have a car? You complain because your car messing up. There's people that catch the bus. There's people that ride the bike to work. There's people that do things like that. Elijah, a car is a luxury to some people. You know what I'm saying? You're used to that. You're used to having a car. You're used to people doing that. I didn't do that. I had to walk, catch the bus, get on a skateboard, ride a bike to school, ride a bike to work. I had to do that. Caught 3-4 buses to go to work. I did that, but also when my transportation changed, my job changed. Because I looked at it like this, you know what I'm saying? I could always interview. I could work any job growing up. I'm trying to teach you that. I don't want you always saying, man, let me go ask somebody, because what it does, it doesn't teach you survival. It doesn't teach you how to make it. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say? You know what I'm saying? I don't want you thinking like, hey, dad is hard on me. It's even like me saying like when I whooped you. And then I remember, yeah, I did hit you in your chest. Boom, hit you in your chest. And you know, son, I was like, you know, son, I'm not even gonna hit you in your chest. I will hit you in your chest one good time. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna stop that. That's not how I need to communicate with you. And I was like, you know, son, Elijah, I'm gonna tell you, if you don't do it, then I'm just gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to listen, then I'm just gonna go the other way. There was no need for me to put my hands on you because I was like, you know something, he's 13 years old. I can communicate with him better because I felt that they were telling you, which you told me yourself, they told you to call the police on me if I didn't give you candy when you was a kid. And some of the things that you just tell me as a kid, I was like, what? You be like, my granny said, if you don't give me no candy, I'm gonna call the police on you. And you're telling your dad this, who got locked up in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So I think I got a lot of trauma from being in your life, dealing with the court situation with your grandparents, and you have a lot of trauma from mental trauma from figuring out who to believe in the situations. And it's sad that we put you through that, but I was only playing the defense basically. I was basically trying to get in there and like get in there. And every time I was trying to get in there, it wasn't possible. So, you know, I want to make sure I'm a good father, a great father. You can be I want to be a great father. So I need to make sure I do listen, you know, but you got to listen. You really got to listen first, Elijah, because I'm trying to teach you to stay out of trouble, not out of trouble because you're not doing bull stuff. You're an amazing kid. Like you're an amazing young man. There's like, I can't do nothing but say you're an amazing young man. I just want you to make the other better decisions that's going to make you successful in the long run. You know what I'm saying? And then that's one of the things that you have to listen to is I should be a mentor to you. If I'm not a mentor to you, you need to find a mentor, Elijah. So, but if your dad's not your mentor, if you don't look up to your dad, then I'm doing bad as a father now, but also at the same time, I wasn't a full-time father because of the fact of what we dealt with through the courts. But you're old enough of a man to say, you know something, I need to learn from my dad because there's a lot that he can teach me. I'm pretty sure you can teach me something, Elijah, but I think I can teach you more. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about what I said?
I mean, I feel like we both have things we are working on, and for both of us playing defense all the time, we're still on the same team playing offense. And I should do more things, but at the same time, I want you to listen more to like my opinions and what I say about things, and like I do try to like hear your ways of doing things, but sometimes it's like this way doesn't work for me, even though it works for him, it doesn't work for me in this situation. So then I have to turn around and try to find another way, and that's when you kind of get upset about it that I didn't do it that way that you told me to. And I just feel like we could be on the same team if we just start working together better.
Okay, but to see that's the thing about it, Elijah. You need to be on my team. That's the only problem. You're telling me to get on your team, but let me break something down to you real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I've been working since I was 6 years old, right? And that's just typical cut the grass and stuff like that. But actually, my first job was 15 years old at Bravo's of Louisville, right? I've been a manager since I was 16 years old. My undergrad is in political science, history, education, master's in business management. So I was a wrestling coach for Adults High School, for Shawnee High School, and I helped get the Iroquois wrestling program started. I wrestled in college. I ran track. I played baseball, soccer, football, tennis, hockey, golf, taekwondo, tang do. I also boxed. I was always top 10 in every sport I played. Every sport I played, even as a wrestler in high school, before I went to college, I was top 10. I was always the best. I was always very fast. I was always very smart. I graduated with 3.0 for school. I was a scientist growing up. I was a writer. I wrote poetry, poems. I'm an actor. King Hedley, August Wilson, Much Ado About Nothing. Did the Power Ranger thing. I do comedy. I've been on my own since I was 13 years old. I've been across the world. I've been everywhere. But also, I've managed over 5,000 employees since I was 16 years old as a manager, supervisor. But I also have coached over 500 kids in wrestling and also baseball, right? So everything, and I'm also a physical therapist and a personal trainer. So everything that I'm telling you, those things come with experience. Those things come with wisdom. Those things come with knowledge. And the things that I want to teach you are things that I excelled at. I was great at doing them. So like the same way I do with stock markets and things right there, like I'm learning the stock market. And one thing I was like, is like, hey, you know, son, I'm online telling everybody to do stock market and do this. I ain't telling my son because he won't even listen to me because he feels that my way might be the wrong way, but I'm telling him this works for it because I'm doing it. I'm actually doing it. If I wasn't doing it, Elijah, I wouldn't tell you to do it. If I did not do it, I would never tell you to do it. Everything that you're going through, I've been through, except for the other stuff. But other than that, everything I'm telling you when it comes to your career, everything I'm telling you when it comes to jobs, everything I'm telling you when it comes to timing, being early, not being conflict. Like I'm in conflict with you because you feel that you have to debate with a elder. I'm considered an elder. I am the adult in the situation. I'm not your friend. I'm not your homie. I am your father. Even though I dress young, even though I look young, even though I like my girl young, all that stuff, I'm still your father. It is a respect. Just because I'm not gray head and I'm not old and then I can't, I am still a adult. You listen to your adults. That's the problem. That's the problem. So there's no reason I don't argue with my dad. I'm not going to argue with mom. Me and mom not going to get along. I'm going to get off the phone. I'm going to tell her what I got to say. I'm going to get off the phone. But at the same time, I'm 40 years old. When I was 20, I wasn't arguing with my mom. When I was 19, I wasn't arguing with my mom. It took me to get older for me to say, okay, I'm wise enough now to say, Mom, that's wrong. We need to do this. Because I do it through success, son. That's the only thing I'm trying to tell you is that I'm trying to take everything that I know and give it to you. If you look like me, that's like, have you saw the video of Tiger Woods and his son? Have you seen that? Okay, have you saw how his son walks like him, talk like him, chews gum like him, he plays golf like him? So most likely he's going to follow in the footsteps of his dad to success. Regardless of whatever he's doing, he's going to be successful. So when you look at people like Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr., when you look at Malia and Sasha, when you look at them going to Stanford, people follow the lineage of the people that's in front of them. Their daddy was a senator, they're a senator. Their daddy was a congressman, they're a congressman. Their daddy was this. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm saying that they are still successful, son. I'm trying to help you become successful, not just do okay. I want you to be successful. I want you to have the knowledge, the strength to make it out here. And if you don't want to listen to people pay for the stuff I'm trying to give you. They're paying for this. I can show you messages with people, hey, can you be my life coach? Hey, can you do this? If your own child doesn't want to do it, that like, are you? Wow. Why? Okay. That's one of them things. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Son, I can tell you 1,000,000 times. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you got pulled up by the police, right? And I told you what to do, right? Right?
You said when you got pulled up by the police?
No, I said remember when you got pulled up by the police and then you called me, it's like, Dad, I did what you told me to do, man. I thought he was gonna shoot me, man, and I did what you told me to do, and it worked. And he was like, man, it scared you. The reason why I told you to do this because I lived it. I've done this. I got beat up by the police in 2012 in Louisville. So I'm saying, Elijah, this is what you do to stay out of this situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Young black man, again, it's more than just you being a kid. You're a young black man, man. I have to raise you harder, man. I'm not raising you harder. I'm raising you to be better, to be great. I'm not raising you just to be a regular kid. I'm raising you to take place where you need to be. You're a young king. I got to teach you. I got to give you the tools that you need to become great. If you don't want to listen to those, you keep yourself from, you're blocking your own blessings, dude. If I'm giving you opportunities, what it is that you have to be prepared for opportunities and success, right? So if I'm preparing you for something and I'm showing you this is what you do, when that opportunities come, you're going to succeed at it. You're not going to be nervous. You're not going to be scared. If your daddy is a talented, like, son, I'm very good at what I'm doing. I'm very good. It's just, hey, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm putting my content out there because I want people to see this. But also, I want to make sure that you can see that. And you're like, hey, man, my dad, because when I had my podcast the first time, you had your podcast. And I stopped my podcast and you stopped yours. So I know that you look at me. I know that you follow me. I got my clothing line on. You have your clothing line. You do podcasts. I do podcasts. Do you not think you're following what your dad doing? You are inside, boy, you all me. You're me. You're my DNA. So you are prone from success. You're going to make it, Elijah. There's no doubt in my mind you're going to make it. You're my son. You're going to make it. But I want to show you how to really make it. I want to show you how to make sure, hey, you're going to be good. If you listen, you're going to be all right. I'm not saying all right. You're going to be more than great. That's like going into a job interview. I got the job because I'm prepared. I know what I need to do. But also, I want to teach you, son, I don't want you working for anybody. I want you to own your own stuff. I want you to have your own business. I want you to have your own coffee shop. I want you to do all that. I never really worked for anybody, son. I don't like working for people. That's not me. That's not your dad. I'm always gonna have my own business, have my own money. You want to work for yourself. If you want to keep working for people, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to work for yourself, listen to your daddy, and I can show you how to manage your money. I can show you how to make better decision making. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that you have to do. When I told you about like with college, right? You said you want to do psychology, right? Right? And you said you want to do this. And I'm like, okay, son, do you know in order to do psychiatry, you got to graduate at the top of your class, but also grad school is looking at the top 1% of that graduating class. So you not only got to graduate with at least a 4.0 or 3.56 or higher. When you test for your MCAT and stuff like that, you got to still test out the top. So I'm saying, hey, son, I'm not saying you can't do this, but also look at tech, look at doing tech, look at doing any engineering, computer, or medical to have a trade, to have a job that you can always go back and do psychiatry. You can always go do that. But these jobs right here, this is going to make sure that you can make it for the rest of your life. You're good on this. See, the other thing
is once I have it, I've been looking into it for years. Like that's why I've been doing psychology in the way that I'm doing it. But as a trade, as a backup plan for if it doesn't work out, with a psychology degree and a bachelor's in that, I can actually go work for the government and work for like the FBI and stuff with that type of background and with that type of degree behind and under my belt. Because I've been looking into that, I'm still looking into it.
Elijah, what you just said, you heard the first thing you just said, a backup plan? A backup plan, Elijah? That's a backup plan?
Yeah, that's my backup plan if music doesn't work out.
Your backup plan if music does not work out. Elijah, find something better to get a degree in. I'm telling you, I'm not saying psychiatry is not good, but you're not focused on it enough. That's what I'm saying to you. Like that's one of those degrees that you're trying to do your music, and with your craft, you got to do 100% of it. So I'm not saying you can't do it, but you haven't shown me that you can do both. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't do it. So let me get that out your head. I'm not saying you can't do it. What I'm saying is you're doing your music and you put out Superman. And I told you, Elijah, you need to release music every single week. You need to get a buzz. You need to have your music out there, videos, singing a cappella, doing this. You are not doing the things that you need to do to make it. Like I said, it's about your social media presence. Your social media presence is going to come by music. It's going to come by entertainment. It's going to come by this. If you don't want to do that, you're defeating. You're betting against yourself. You can't bet against yourself. You ever play blackjack? You play blackjack, Elijah? Elijah, can you hear me? I think I lost you.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. So you ever play blackjack?
No.
Okay. So let's do this. So let's play cards, right? So I give you a 5, right? I give you a 5, and I give you another 5, right? And both of them is the 5 of heart. And I tell you, I say, hey, Elijah, you can take another card. You can take another card and get whatever that card is, or you can just automatically just keep that $5. And you say, you know something? I'm a double down and put another $5 for no reason. And I'm like, no, why are you putting your money out there? You're like, no, I'm gonna do it. No, you don't have to put your money out there. Just take the free card. It's a free card, Elijah. He's like, no, I want to bet $5 anyway. I'm trying to tell you, keep your money in your pocket. This is a better way. This is a better way. I want to listen to you, but if you're running into a wall head first, and I'm telling you, Elijah, you're about to run into a wall, and you're like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, Elijah, stop. You're going to run into a wall. And you're like, no, I'm not. Boom, you run into this wall. And then you turn back and say, Dad, I ran into a wall. Can you help me? No, I'm not going to help you. You know what I'm saying? It's you. I want you to look at it like this, Elijah. There's all kinds of education. You got school education, you got trade labor education, but also you got knowledge from like friends, family, and regular life, right? That's education. Some things, it's like when you see kids who their parents are doctors and they end up becoming doctors. Do you think they just went to being a doctor just I'm gonna do it? No, they were trained to do that. I'm trying to help you with a trade. I see you want to do entertainment. I do entertainment. But I'm telling you, these are what you got to do in order to make it because I live in Hollywood. This is what you need to do to make it in Hollywood. This is what you got to do to make it as a rapper, as an entertainer, as an actor. You got to put out content. You got to do this. And you don't want to do it. If I tell you, hey, Elijah, stop driving 100 miles to work at a coffee shop because it's tearing up your car and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Overall, it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't worth it. Quit driving because the wear and tear on your car is going to make it to where you're not making enough money to buy a new car if your car goes out because you're trying to make money. You're betting against yourself, son. Stop betting against yourself. If I say, hey, man, it's no reason for you to work all the way down there because you don't have a way home and you continue to do it and you don't have a way home and then you keep getting stuck out there and nobody wants to pick you up, you're the one that's making that problem for yourself. It's play chess, man. You got to play chess, Elijah. I always told you that. You always hear me tell you that, right? Do you know what that means, even though you hear me say it? Do you know what chess is?
You heard of the game?
All right. Guess I'm gonna have to sit down and show you how to play again. So when you look at chess, you're always anticipating if I make this move, they're gonna make this move. I'm gonna make this move, but at the end of the day, this move is next. You always want to be 2 to 3 steps ahead in life, Elijah. You always want to. It's not having a backup plan, but it's saying that if this comes, I'm doing this. If this comes, I'm doing this. If this comes, I'm doing this. It's not going backwards, but going forward. Fall forward. Don't fall backwards. That's what it's about, man. Life isn't hard. I learned that as a man, man. Life isn't hard, man, if you make the right decisions. Life is hard if you make wrong decisions. And I think we all get to the point that we have to wake up and make better decisions for ourselves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know, it's hard, man. I told you, man, it's hard when you grow up a black man without a father and then you have a kid and then you got to try to instill fatherly values in them when they never had them. You know what I'm saying? Because I can only show you what I believe is a better option for you. If I had a great father, these are the great decisions that my great father would have told me. So since I did not have a great father, I have to be that great father to you. But that's only if you decide to take that information. You know what I'm saying? Because one day when I die, and you sitting down with your kids or your great grandkids, I don't want you not really having a story about your daddy, a real story about your father, an authentic story about your father. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Andre to die out with Andre. I want 400, 500 years of memory of Elijah Keith to still be in our family's blood and our legacy still be on this earth, and that we just didn't die here and deal with space, because we are great people, man. Me and you are great. Your grandma was great. You're Native American and African American, man. You're Native American and Trinidadian. Your grandfather was Native American. Your mom was part of Native American. Your granddaddy was Trinidadian. You're so many different things, man. I'm Trinidadian. You and African. There's so many different things that you don't know about yourself. And learning your heritage and learning everything about you and learning your legacy, where your grandmother came from. You know what I'm saying? There's things that's going to help you down the line in learning that, hey, my dad really knew a lot. And I want you to be able to learn, because I want you to be ahead. That's how you become great. Because sometimes the financial part is not always the thing. It's knowing. That's why I told you, when I put that $25,000 up for you, son, I told you, you don't get it until you're 25. That's $1,000 for every year that you were born. And I decided to put that money up about a year ago. And about probably like a year and a half ago, I was like, son, I'm gonna make sure he's good when he gets out of school. It's only 25,000. And I know I could give you more without a problem. Without doubt, I can give you more. But I think $25,000 is enough to see where your life is. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I'm saying? So I want you to be able to have a head start, even though that's nothing. Even though that's really nothing. Some people it's nothing, some people it's a lot. Some people it's a lot. You're like, oh man, 25,000? I'm good. And then some people are like, man, that ain't nothing. But I want you to be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Where do you think?
When because I come back home to work because I've applied to jobs in Mulligan. Nobody's really hiring a lot because there's so many people trying to get a job there.
Okay.
So that's my only source of income that I have as of right now, because I do have money in stocks, but I don't want to take that money out of what I've invested in those stocks yet, because I want to let them accumulate and get bigger over the years and then trade them and get more money for that.
Uh-huh.
But this is my source of income for like food, gas, and like rent and everything. Like, this is the only other income that I have, because jobs are so scarce in Mulligan to try to get. Because it is a college town. There's so many college students who come in and out, work part-time, and switch to full-time. And it's just hard to get a job up there. So, I mean, I've applied to jobs up there. I've applied to a lot of them. And you have to sit here and wait for, like, a month and a half to probably call you back until you get an interview. And if they don't call you, then you don't get a job. Like,
okay.
That's the only way that I have to do. Like, I want to be driving home every week to work, but it's more of a I have to, because that's the only way that I have to get money as of right now.
But see, one thing I would say for you to do, and this is what it's about, Elijah, okay? And this is what I want you to try out. And I will advise you to try this, okay? Look online, because Amazon, you can work from home. You can do that. You can work for Humana. You can do that at home. You can work for AT&T. You can work for Insight Communications. You can do all these things as part-time jobs and apply for online at-home jobs at home. You can do Uber Eats. You can do Grubhub. You can do Grubhub. No, Elijah. That's the reason why I'm telling you this was not for you to put up a definitive argument and say, Dad, Uber's not hard. What I'm saying is there's other opportunities out there. Don't just wait for one. If I could not get money, I went and got money. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if I went and got a shovel and start shoveling people's snow out their line, off their driveway. Hey, look, I see y'all got snow out here. You mind if I'll get you for $15. It adds up, Elijah. Hey, I do your parking lot for $25. If you know you live in Breckenridge County, Hardinsburg, and you go home this snow, you supposed to be knocking on everybody's door. Hey, how you doing? You need this snow shovel? Let me go and pick yourself for $20. Money is money, dude. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I do. I shovel snow, I rake leaves, and I was doing this up to the age of 26. It's nothing wrong with building a trade. That is a trade. You get you a lawnmower, you get you a shovel, you get you whatever, you get you a rake, and you go knock on people's doors. Hey, I do lawn care now. You need anything taken care of? All right, let me get this. And you start building your own business. You get Elijah Keith t-shirts made, and you do your own lawn care. There's always ways to make money. If you think small, you be small. You think big, you become big. It's about becoming great. If you don't think great, you're never going to be great, Elijah. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to show you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, that you got to crawl before you walk. But also you got to look at the long term. Hey, you know, son, I got a bucket. You know, son, Elijah, when I met your mama, I had a Sunbird LE with a hood that I put down with a chain with a red door to a white car. And it was a bucket that I paid $300 for. But I had it for like 4-5 years. You know what I'm saying? I was walking past people that were selling cars for like $500-$600. If I can't afford a $3,000 car, that's my overall objective. That's the car I want to get long term. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to find me something right now. If I can't get that, I'm going to take the bus. If I can't work his job, hey, we got to go. Let me put in my 2 week. I'll leave on good terms. I'll come back later. That's what you have to do. You have to make your own decisions. Play chess. It's that easy. It is that easy, Elijah. Look, man, let me tell you. This is how easy it is. If you feel like you're obligated and that you're stuck on one job, you're not putting in enough applications out there. I'm always interviewing. Anytime I ever work for anybody, I always put in job applications everywhere. Why? Because you never know when you need to leave. And a lot of people, what they do is they get at a job and they get comfortable, then they get laid off, and then they try to redo their resume. But what happens is they like, oh man, I got to update my resume, this. But if you right now start interviewing and you work for somebody right now, even if you're not leaving, but you're always looking, because your job's always looking, a job is always hiring somebody. So you should always be trying to spend your opportunities the same way they are. Don't get there and be like, oh, I'm comfortable, because the job, if you show up late, if you do wrong, they will fire you in a second. So you always got to be like, you know, son, let me go check out these other jobs, because, you know, son, I'm getting better at this job. Let me start putting in for jobs that do this, but also take my management skills and take them to the next level. That's what you have to do, son. That's it. That's how I became a manager. That's how I became a manager. I was just like, hey, I'm a manager. And I wrote it on my resume. What do a manager do? See, I guarantee you, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I would say, if you're not putting manager, store manager on your application, you're only interviewing for regular jobs. No, we're not hiring for regular people. But if you say, you know, son, I do inventory, I do this, I manage 4 employees, they check in with me. Elijah, you're a manager, you're a supervisor. When you put manager, supervisor on your job, you go up by $25,000 to $30,000. Did you know that? $20,000 to $35,000 just by saying, I'm a manager, I'm a supervisor. Look at the things you do. You do inventory, you do bank counts, you run employees, you do the schedule, you open and close, you hire and fire. That is a manager. Now what we have to do, we have to put that on your resume. Put, hey, I was a supervisor here. I always been a manager. I've been a manager for 4 years. That means I got experience. I'm in college. I know how to do P&Ls. I know how to do this. Elijah, you have to build yourself up. If you talk to me enough, I will show you how to play chess. Stop playing checkers. You can't play your game. You got to play their game, son. You got to play their game. You got to know how to market yourself. You got to know how to get that money. That's how you get it. You always build yourself up. And what that does, it says all you have to do is interview. If they interview you and you're amazing personality, Elijah Keith, oh man, he's amazing. You on there, you gonna get that job, right? That's all you got to do. So, can you do that?
I can try.
No, we don't try. We don't try. We do. There's no such thing as try, man. Can you do it? Elijah.
Okay.
Look, man. As a man, you're gonna have to learn to stand on your word. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, it's about survival. It's about, it's about owning up to your word, and you would know more about me if you really took the time. And and I think we both got to do that. And I don't want to scare you away and make you think I'm trying to go hard on you, but I'm going to go hard on you because this fucking world is not easy, son. What you think they marching? You think they out here marching for no reason for black lives? They marching because it's hard out here being a black man. So I'm trying to teach you as a black man that has been shot in his head, been beat up by the police. I ran my own gang. I've been on my own since I was 13. I've never been in a penitentiary. Boy, I have so much you can learn. You don't have to go talk to a lot of more people, dog. You got a professor in front of you. You got a wizard in front of you. You got a grand wizard in front of you.
Never say that again. That's
all right.
KK affiliated.
That ain't no KK. Grand wizard is wisdom, son. Oh, it is wisdom. See, look at that. You missed the message already. Missed the message. The message is, man, get this knowledge. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's like this, son. I can give you $100. I can give you $1,000. I can show you how to make $1 million. That's it. And a lot of people always ask that question. They be like, "Hey, if somebody say, hey, I can show you how to make $1 million, or give you $1 million, which one would you want to take?" Right? Which one would you take, Elijah? Would you take $1 million? Or would you let them show you how to make $1 million?
Probably take it and then learn from them on how they made it in the first place.
That's not the choice. See, that's the problem. The problem is you feel that there's a better way to beat the system. And I just told you, either they can show you how to make the money or you can take $1 million. That's it. That's it. Showing is writing down a business plan and showing you your P&Ls and showing you the way your business is going to work, the way you have your business model set up, to show how you run your company, to show how many employees you need, to show how much you plan to make on this, to show how much you need to make within 3, 4 to 6 years to get your money back, to show if you got a loan at this much percentage, to show how much you might want to invest, to show where your credit needs to be at, to say that, hey, you know something, son, if you go and you get an EIN number, instead of using your social security number, you're going to get a $250,000 credit allowance as a business owner. You automatically get a $250,000 credit limit because you are a business owner with an EIN number. And a lot of people don't know that. So one of the things that you can do, Elijah, is that you can establish an EIN number, start your business, and then apply for business grants to fund a company that you want to do, but also your business, which is going to overall help you with your music, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, I know it sucks, dog. I know, and I'm gonna try to be better about how I deliver the message, but I'm going to deliver it. Okay. So if you want to give me some ways how you would like me to deliver the message to you, I'll work on it. Okay.
Okay.
I do want to be, I think I'm an amazing father. But if you don't see me as amazing, then I got a lot of work to do. All right.
Okay.
And you know, I love you, man, but I want you to work hard, man. I want you to understand, man, it ain't easy, little man. It's not going to ever be easy for you out here, Elijah. You can only make it easier for yourself. So that means if you are financially secure, if you are mentally secure, and you know who you are as a person, you're going to be all right. But you got to be able to balance those three things in this world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to always be able to talk to me about anything. You know what I'm saying? I love you unconditionally, son. I want you to be able to talk to me about anything and be able to say, "Hey, Dad, I just want to tell you this." And if I make you feel uncomfortable, talk to me and say it. Because I'm gonna tell you off top. So, I might not like the way it's said, but I gotta take it back. And that's what I want to do. Because I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing either. But we always going to respect each other, and we're always just going to be there, because I'm the biggest. I should be the biggest thing in your life, and you are the biggest thing in my life. It don't matter if I have another kid or not. You're always going to be the biggest thing in my life because you're my son and you're my heart, and there's no replacing you. And hopefully you understand that there's no replacing me, but you have to see it. I can't teach you that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, man. I love you. All right.
Love you too.
All right, man. Call me if you need me, but you know the rules, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Have a good day. Bye. So, man. So, I thank you, C. Yeah, it's. I think for anybody that knows me, my intentions are always good, and they're always going to be good. I just want I want my son to understand that opportunities come at a cost sometimes, and that I don't ever want him to walk in a room and fear anybody. I don't ever want him to walk in a room where he feels anybody's better than him, or feel that he has to lower his head to anybody. And what I mean is, he's an artist. He does music, and sometimes you can put your head down. Sometimes you can't have. You're not strong. Sometimes they're pushing you to do drugs and things like that. And I don't want him to have to deal with those things. I want him to really, really, I really, really want him to have that confidence. And I hope he know, I don't know if you knows our conversations, but I gotta stop talking to him so long and let him get in there. But I didn't have a dad, so I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it. I do not know what to do. I try to do my best, and hopefully long term everything works out the way it's supposed to. I see my son greatness, and I have to lead by example, and that's why I'm doing what I do. It is more so because I had to do more than talk. I always, I don't think I just talked. I always think I thought, but I didn't do it to my greatest level. Like, Dre, you can go harder. Dre, you can go harder. Dre, you can go harder. And that's what Dre got to do, is go harder. And I think it's life. I think, thank you very much, CC. Thank you. I think everyone has to try to sit down, because that conversation that I had with my son, I had with my mom, I had with my dad, I had those kind of conversations, and I want people to be able to have those kind of conversations with their kids and with their friends and family and everybody. And that way you get a place, and y'all can work together, and that way y'all don't have that disposition, right? Because I think sometimes it's very easy to get a disposition to where you don't like how a person directs something towards you, but you never do it. And my girl pointed it out to me. She was like, "You sound like your mama." I was like, "What? Oh, hell no. I want to sound like my mama." But that's great that I do sound like my mom, because my mom's intentions are great. It's her delivery. So basically what she was telling me is, "Andre, work on your delivery." So that's why I wanted to make sure I work on my delivery. I can go back and look at this and say, okay, Dre, this is a better delivery with your son. But he's amazing. My son's he goes to Western Kentucky. He's a psychiatry major. I don't want to be in psychiatry because I just think it's not a good field right now for him to be in. I think he can't focus on it. When you're being a doctor, you gotta focus, boy. You can't just be a doctor part time. You gotta you funk one of them tests and they're gonna kick you out. So But thank y'all for tuning in to the C Students. And if you see how deep we get, you see where we go with this. And share, like C Students podcast. Share this video. Thank you, CC, for tuning in. And I've seen somebody else jump in. And my content only gets shown if people show it, and I'm gonna promote it if you can possibly promote it. Thank you very much. We're back again later on this podcast. Thank you. Bye.